So why do I still buy physical games in this modern age where it seems like everything is on the path to going digital? Now, I can admit, digital is faster and it's quite honestly more convenient, but I've been collecting retro physical games for like years, probably coming up on like 8 years or so. I've been seriously into it, and I quite honestly, I don't think I'm ever gonna stop. So in today's video, I want to show you exactly why. Now, don't get me wrong, I buy digital games as well as physical. On my PS Vita, I buy some digital games on there, trying to get as many games as I can before they shut the stores down. So I'm not that kind of guy that's like hating entirely on digital, but when you go digital, you don't get that feeling of going into a retro game store, finding a game you've never really seen before, or a game you've been really looking out for, sought after. You find it, you open that physical case, you look at these physical items inside, you peep out the disc, and then you're like, you get a sense of it's like a rush. It's like a rush finding something that is really appealing to you. And then walking out, paying for it, walking out of the store, going home, sliding this bad boy on the shelf, and then just continuing to grow and grow and grow that collection until it becomes something decently sized like mine is. And that's like one of my favorite things about collecting physical media. And for me personally, I would say half of the fun isn't even playing the game. It's going out and finding it. I can remember a few times where I was in like a retro game store for like multiple hours and I ended up walking out with just like 2 or 3 games. But it's the journey that makes it worth it. It's the trip that makes it worth it. Because for me personally, where I live, the best retro game stores are like a good solid 2-hour drive away from me. So, even with that long drive there and back, coming out with like a few games sometimes, I'm still like very happy, very satisfied. It's just the fun of it is like going out and hunting for the games, finding them. It's like one of my favorite things. And sometimes I'll come out with like multiple. Sometimes I come out with like over 10 games. It depends on the day and what they got in stock, but I'm just saying like every time is a great, really fun time. I love it. So here's the story of a game that I was saving up my money for, going to a lot of retro game stores and hoping that I would find it one time. And I've seen it a couple times, but like the first time I decided to pass on it because at the time it wasn't in my budget. But then the next time I went, I was like, okay, I really want to get this game. I have the money for it. And miraculously, we go in there and it's there on the shelf. And I end up picking it up. And that game was Silent Hill 4: The Room on the PlayStation 2, my first ever Silent Hill game that I've ever bought and played on my own. Now, the reason why I wanted this game so goddamn bad was because I played a demo of this on a holiday 2004 demo disc on PS2, I'm pretty sure, and I sunk like an hour into the demo. It was a pretty long demo, and after I played that's only like the second time ever that a demo has made me like go crazy and want to get a game as soon as possible. But this game right here, this holds a special place in my heart. I spent a little over $200 on this thing when I got it. And just the story of finding this specific game, walking out of the store with it, and I remember sending Snapchats to like all my friends like, dude, look at this, I've been talking about this for so long, finally got it. Holds a special place in my heart. And that's just a story of like one of my retro gaming experiences, going to a game store and stuff, and that was just so satisfying to find this and finally buy it. And then another game, more recently, I found this one within like the past like 5 months or so. So me and my buddy Nick, we went game hunting. We did an episode of it, and it's the latest episode of game hunting. And I ended up finding, I didn't even expect to find this. I have never seen anything like this in real life at a game store. So this is a sealed copy of Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro on the PS1. The seal is a little messed up on the side, so I spent around $160 on this thing, but I have never seen even an opened copy of Spider-Man 2 in real life. So when I saw the sealed copy, semi-sealed, I was like, bro, Nick would tell you this too, dude. I was debating so hard about getting this. I had a stack of games already and I was like, oh, dude, I'm gonna regret not buying that. I know that the seal is kind of fucked up, but like, I'm gonna regret not buying that. And then with the help of Nick, you know, he convinced me to buy it. And that's just another thing that's like, dude, I was so surprised to go and see this physically in real life with my own eyes. Never have I seen this game, let alone a sealed copy, in real life. I couldn't pass up on that opportunity, had to grab it, and super happy to add this to the collection, man. So basically what I'm trying to say with these stories is like, dude, you will not get this experience with digital. Like you'll have a digital purchase, boom, you press the button, you're sitting in your nice comfy couch or chair, the game starts downloading and then you're playing. You're not going to a physical place that has walls of games that you will literally go game to game to game on the shelf just looking to see if you can find a specific one you're looking for, or if you can find anything that you've never even known existed, or anything that really catches your eye. And it's just a whole experience, man. It's a whole journey that you will not ever get with digital game purchases. Now, another thing about physical media that is just gonna be non-existent if we go all digital is definitely the game manuals. Now, I'm gonna show you one of my most favorite game manuals of all time. This is the manual of Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb on the PS2. So literally one of my most favorite ones ever created. So this manual is laid out like Indy's actual journal. And as you open it up, oh my goodness. All the creativity, guys. All the creativity. Indy's journal, and within this journal they show you the contents like a normal manual would. You can see the controls, like the basic move section, but it's like Indy wrote these down himself. You know what I mean? And there's some lore to the story of the game, special moves, and just a lot of super cool artwork, man. Like, this is the kind of shit that I absolutely love. My favorite thing is when they make these manuals super creative in the theme of like the story of whatever the hell the game is. And this is my favorite man. This is like one of my favorite manuals of all time. It's so cool. I cannot imagine my games not having a basic manual. You don't have to go crazy like this, but even just like a basic manual. I can't imagine not having that. Or Condemned: Criminal Origins, which I just recently finished here on the channel. Now this game was actually pretty solid as well, but this is one of the more basic manuals, you know? One of the more basic manuals, but even though it's basic, you know, it still adds to the game. Like, let's say you buy this specific game without the manual, you open it up, it just looks kind of empty, you know what I'm saying? But when a game has the manual, has the disc, it just feels like a complete package. Or the manual to New Super Mario Bros. On the DS. This one, very colorful. You know, some manuals have color, some of them don't. A lot of the greatest hits ones on PS2 don't really have color to them, but like, look at this, dude. Like, it's super basic, but the way it's laid out, they have like the artwork there, they have the little Goombas down there, they have the pictures, the screenshots from the game. Like, this is beautiful. Look at this, Mario vs. Luigi, one of my favorite modes to play. Download play, mini games were really fun. Look at that. It's so simple. Like, you'd think that this piece of paper with like words on it and shit would not be that important to the game, but you know, it makes it feel complete. And let's be honest, guys, I grew up in the early 2000s when my mom would take me to Walmart or wherever, and I would walk out of that store with a new game. On the way home, I was reading the manual. We were all doing that, man. Don't even lie. And every so often, sometimes there will be even more than just the manual and the game. Sometimes they'll throw in some extra stuff in the disc, such as with like War of the Monsters on the PS2. You flip this open, oh, you see the disc. What is this? Oh wow, this is like a poster. And then this is the actual, really cool, another really cool manual, by the way. But posters, yes, some games used to throw in full-size posters into the game case. Look at this. This is fucking awesome. The Fate of the World, and then they're usually double-sided too. Look at that, that's like a newspaper. We've got the GTA trilogy here on the PS2. Look at this. Poster, boom. Vice City, poster, boom. San Andreas, poster, boom. Especially a lot of the Rockstar games came with the posters as well. And that's not even all. Let me whip out my GTA Collector's Edition on the PS1. This is very, very cool. Check this bad boy out. Oh, that is awesome. But not only that, this one does not have a poster. I don't know if the first one is supposed to have one, but you open up GTA London, check this out. These ones have a little bit smaller posters, but boom. Open up this bad boy. Yeah, that one's a tiny one. Look at that. Don't mess on the back, double-sided. It's got the map layout of the game. So cool. And then GTA 2, which is my personal favorite of the three. They have another poster here, and they also advertise Vice City on there. Just saw that too. It's just a nice little treat, you know what I mean? You get the game, you get a really cool manual with it. It's just a nice little treat to have an extra something like this, like a poster. And there's even more extra things in specific games that I have too, where it's not even a poster, but it's like still an extra thing that I just think is so cool. Like for instance, I found this out on last week's episode, go check it out, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. Now, they'll have even more cool inserts. Now look at this, I never knew this until last week's episode. Behind this manual, there is another special thing that has to do with Activision O2 and like the games produced on like for Activision O2. I already showed this earlier, but we'll just go through it. It's like all of the Activision O2 games that they were released during that time. And it's so cool. It's also so cool. They have a Sean Palmer's Pro Snowboarder 2 there, which this game actually never came out. So that's also so cool to have this full screen, this description, some screenshots, like what the game case would look like. Even though this game never came out, we have all of this information right here, which is so cool. And that's just another really cool thing that they had in the Pro Skater 4 box behind the manual. So it doesn't even just have to be posters. You know what I mean? It could always be something really, really cool. Now I want to show you one more thing that I thought was really cool that is like in addition to a manual that's not really a poster, just like another cool little insert. And that comes from my one specific copy. I have 2 copies of this game, but my one specific copy of Crash Bandicoot Warped on the PS1. So as you look at this, what do you notice about that cover art? Anything interesting? Well, let me open it up. Absolutely love this game, you know, shout out Spyro. Here is the manual to the game, the original manual. But underneath, or actually on top of the original manual, for some reason, this one comes with a very, very cool holographic manual cover. So cool, man. Listen to this. That's not paper right there. That is a holographic color, as you can see on the video. Now that one sat right on top of the original manual here, which by the way, this manual is also phenomenal. Like, let's be real, full color, look at Crash right there, looking like a badass. Like, so cool to have little things like this. Like as a collector, physical collector, like having bonus stuff like this just makes you feel like your money is even way more worth spent than it would have been originally. Like you can give me the disc, you can give me the original manual, and I would be a happy guy. But throw in some extra bonus stuff like this, and it just makes it feel even more special. You know what I mean? And in comparison to all of the, sorry, I just hit the tripod. In comparison to like most of the games you find, it's kind of rare to find cool little inserts like that, at least from what I've seen. So I love the rarity of it too. Makes it even feel more special, more cool once you do find it. Now here's like a few weird physical stuff, I would say. So it just goes like in so many different directions with what you can find physically. It's so cool, especially with retro stuff, man. This is the online startup disc 4.0. I never actually played PS2 online, but this is so goddamn cool. So you open this up, you have a online startup disc right there, which also the blue bottom. I love those blue bottom discs. And then it comes with this manual type thing. Look at this. This shows you how to set your PS2 up to online. You'll never find stuff like this nowadays because you don't need a separate disc to hook up online. You just have it, you know what I'm saying? So that's really cool. And I actually have another one right here. This is the PS2 network adapter startup disc. So I don't necessarily know what the difference is between these. This one came with a demo disc, which was also really cool. I've never actually even played that one yet. I have so many demo discs. But then here we have the actual startup adapter disc, which is just super cool. And it looks like to me there is like a couple playable demos and videos of demos of Pro Skater 4. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you'll literally never find stuff like this nowadays. You don't need a separate disc to set up your network, you know what I'm saying? But then here's the last one that I think is really cool that I love that I have this in the collection. This is a McDonald's Japanese PS1 demo disc from Japan. You will never see anything, not even digital, physical and digital. You will never see anything like this nowadays. This is a McDonald's PS2 demo disc. So you see the McDonald's logo, McDonald's blimp, McDonald's logo. Flip it around, we have all the McDonald's logos in the back. This is such a cool find. Found this on eBay, and I knew that I had to pick this bad boy up. Look at that. That is fucking awesome. But literally, you'll never find stuff like this nowadays. Look at it. Look how cool this is, man. They got real people on this. Who are these people? You'll never find something like this. Sorry, I'm getting excited. I keep hitting my tripod. And that's why, you know, no matter how much gaming changes, I know that I am never gonna stop buying physical games. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I'd love to shout out the channel members, a part of BR80 Crew. Thank you guys for the monthly contributions to the channel. And thank you to Kansas Cowboy Jr. for the overwhelming support that you bring to the channel and community over the months that you've been a member, man. It really means a lot. So if you guys are interested in the channel memberships, the links are in the description. And make sure you subscribe for weekly retro gaming content. Stay tuned till next Thursday because we got a really fun video coming with my buddy Tate. We played a stupid PS2 game, but it was really fun, man. So stay tuned for that and keep buying physical, guys. We got to keep it alive. I can't imagine a world without physical games, but with the way it's going, I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to happen, but I'm never going to stop buying these beautiful physical games. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you next time.